Hello, my name is Luke Green. I have in the past gone by the name Thriftland, and if you can't guess by the rather snowy background I have chosen for this particular video, I'm going to be talking about special snowflakes. I am not going to go get into my opinion on the idea of special snowflakes. I did start with superhero games in role playing, and because I started with superhero games, I tend to be of the opinion that every character should be unique, even if being unique is being an average person when everybody else is doing weird stuff. But I am going to look into trying to figure out a way to stat up characters that have unusual backgrounds that might not exactly fit in with what the original intention of the game that you're using was. And so, yeah, the special snowflake. Now we're going to have a test case, and that is something I did for a bit of some fiction I had that was featuring rampant transformation. It ended up being less funny than I wanted it to, so I'm not going to be doing it. The key points about this is this character used to be human. She was changed into a supernatural entity by something that was invading her world. It looks kind of demonic, but what changed her wasn't really demonic, more kind of elemental. Now, the game I'm going to be using is Dungeons and Dragons 5th Edition, and I am going to be using a 30-point buy rather than the standard 27-point buy. Now, the key thing here is you have to think comparison between mechanical and the fluff. A lot of games have the mechanical and the fluff as very connected at the core, and what you got to realize is the mechanics, what happens in the game, is the skeleton, the core. Now, on the surface, this character sounds like a warlock because, changed by another entity, or it could be a sorcerer because, again, the innate magic. But let's look at some of the key mechanical aspects. And this is where you want to look into actually producing a character that has the feel you want. Inherent magical nature, that is one. The warlock fits that. The sorcerer fits that. Fire element, both the warlock and the sorcerer can fit that, yes. The enhanced natural attacks, that's rather more difficult. Both the warlock and the sorcerer depend on other sort of attacks. Enhanced movement, they both have spells that can do that, but again, it's rather The enhanced natural defense, again, that's going to be based off of spells, and it's going to be kind of so-so. And the next thing is... Oh, is that everything? Now, you can look at all that. It comes to, as you can see here, the monk. So let's go ahead and look at this. We're going to use the variant human. I could use a tiefling, but to be perfectly honest, the abilities of the tiefling don't fit what I want for the character. So we're going to use the variant human, which is going to give us an extra skill and a feat. We're going to put wisdom at 15. I'm not getting into the actual character's background specifics, but I'm going to say she was from Earth. Charisma 12, because, well, she was a fairly likable person, even if she was a little bit stick in the mud. No, she wasn't. She was a game master. Intelligence is 13, because she was quite intelligent. Dexterity is 14. That comes from the transformation, and she's not really used to it yet. Now, this doesn't make sense, because she was rather turned into a supernatural creature, so a constitution of 11 and the strength at 10, but those are the last things left, and that's just to be mechanically fair. We're looking for a theme, not for making it perfectly accurate to a piece of fiction. We're going to put one of her +1s to wisdom, and we're going to put the other +1 to constitution. Because I could have put it to intelligence, but 13 is reasonably high intelligence to fit the character. And now, that's all of our things. We're going to go with the Far Traveler. There is a background that involves coming from other realities that's homebrew, but I'm avoiding homebrew for this. I chose for class skills religion and athletics and performance, because again, and I chose as the feat actor. Because again, she was a game master who was a rather religious game master before getting transformed into a demon snake person. Um, so she's going to have the martial arts, which can represent both the extra arms and the claws. The way of the four elements will be the eventual path to get the fire magic. And there you have it. That is a mechanical representation with a first level character up to third level when you include the path with that theme. Now, the thing is, a lot of GMs won't accept that because, no, you're human. You can't look like that. You have to look human. A lot of people that play D&D or other sort of games like that make the fiction and the mechanics tight will not accept a little twist like that. But the truth is, this character is no more mechanically different than another variant human monk. You're not going to get anything really benefit from the tail that isn't already in there, which would be the enhanced movement from the monk, and the extra arms will give you the extra attacks. There's nothing really in that. Now, I was a little bit rushed here because I was using this. I set up the slides here beforehand. I'm starting to run a little bit long, but all I'll have to do with that is double up on the Snowflake scene. This is a first taste issue, test case video. I'm going to go ahead and try to do more of these if people can suggest. All I'm going to do is wait to see if people can suggest other weird characters they'd like to play. And again, you're going to have to pass these by your GM. If the GM is not interested in something weird, they're not interested in something weird. You're going to want to find something that fits in the campaign. Now, people that get banished from Earth to a D&D world is not all that uncommon, as really. There was a Vietnam veteran who was a ranger in the Forgotten Realms back in the TSR days. There was a Greyhawk paladin who was basically a Wild West gunslinger. There have been canonical incidences of spacecraft crashing on Greyhawk. All this type of stuff. Modern and sci-fi elements interact with the canonical D&D all the time. So if anybody tells you that's not a thing, they're wrong. But if they're the GM, it's their game. You don't want to put something in it that they will not enjoy playing with. You are going to have to run it past stick. Now, the key here again on skinning, what you're doing is reskinning. This is like when you take a video or you take a character in a game and you change the graphics that you use to represent them. You're not changing any of the mechanics. You're not changing any of the rules of the games. I did not use anything homebrew in any of this. All I did was strip away the idea of the monk being a trained warrior and put it in as somebody who got changed into a supernatural entity by something else. That is all I did. The mechanics are absolutely the same. And again, if you have an idea for a character that you would like to have help with crafting, I would prefer to hear this from people that have already gotten the okay from a GM to do a weird concept, or just somebody who wants to see me toy around with a concept. I will put up a list of some of the games I feel comfortable in, game systems I feel comfortable in messing with after I am done with this video. And next time I think I will give myself longer to talk on each of the slides, or I will record several different versions. Anyway, that's this. Talk to you later.